Hey everybody, welcome back to Steve's Garage. Hey, this is video 3, I think, of putting this, changing my steering completely over on Ford Model A 1929 that I rebuilt into a Roadster. Those of you who are watching already know that, but I did the body work from the cowl back. I put a cockpit in larger because I'm 6'4" tall, so I had to make it all bigger. Model A's are so tiny I can't even fit in them, and so we just I wanted something I could fit in. If that was going to be fun, something I wanted to make that look more towards the 20s look of well, it is 20s, but I mean of the Duesenberg kind of style and all that, and we'll go over that after. But I'm on the steering column now, and I'm still literally have to use the Model A column because I need my, I have the Model A engine still in there, so I need my timing advance lever and my throttle advance lever. So Model A guys are not going to like what we're doing here, but I'm cutting this whole thing apart to put a modern knuckle on there. I'm calling it a knuckle, whatever the actual name for it is, but it will attach to my new steering that I put in, and we put in rack and pinion steering. So what I did, if this is still cool enough to touch, this is the old worm gear that came out of the inside of the steering box. I couldn't get it out to save my life. Heated it up 3 or 4 times. Burnt my hand because I grabbed it when it was falling out of my hand, and I took, and all I did was I cut it down the middle, drove a screwdriver in there, and then it slid right off. I expanded it, you know what I mean? So then what I did was, before I took it off, I marked it on the shaft here. I ground a little spot on the shaft. You can see that shiny mark right there. And this is going to retain my bearing that's on there. So this bearing will go on, hit that. It'll come up into the housing, and then I will bolt it on the top. I threaded the top here, and I will bolt it on to, the steering wheel gets bolted on, and that will hold everything together. So it's not going to slide out the end. And I just dropped my piece, which is right here. So what we're going to do to start is we're going to try to get this thing put together right before your very eyes and show you how it will operate with the application I have. So let me show you that. Thanks everybody for coming back. Another beautiful day here in Western Mass. And here's the car. I've got it pretty much torn apart again. And there is the other double D ring. Or there'll be a rod in there, double D attachment, and that rod will come up to right here is where the steering is bolted through. You can see my hand come through there, and so that steering box will be here. We only have about 8 inches to hit that thing, so that is all good news as far as putting this thing together. So this is what custom's all about. Cut things apart, make them work, and that's the bottom line. So let's do a little work here. So I'm going to zoom you in on what we're doing. So we'll start turn the gas on to the welder. And put our ground on. We'll put this part on to the stop line that I want. Perfect. Fire it up. One thing we're going to do real quick before I do that. I'm going to clean that up a little bit. Your welds want to be on clean metal, so we'll make it so. Put that back where we're supposed to be. Actually going to clamp that. So it's expanded a little from being cut. Perfect. All right. Gas is on. Welder's on. Take that off so I got both sides of the cut. Somebody needs to come up with a better welding helmet. I swear to God. These things suck. I don't know why they have to be so huge. Something smaller that can fit and be a little more comfortable, a little more practical. A little better, less cumbersome. All right, so that will certainly hold that in place. And this bearing, which I will re-grease afterwards. Fit right down on there, nice. Perfect. That's still hot, you don't want to touch that. So there you go. Oh, you got a fire, fire. Never mind, it's out. A little welding on a rag. So we got a little smoke for you, a little smoke action. So that's that. So that goes there. This now will go up the shaft. I keep referring back to my camera to see if you guys are seeing things. If you're seeing things or not. Ow. And that is that. All right. So that will be my bearing against that. The steering shaft is in place. Now, this knuckle bone here, I'm going to weld onto here, all right? And then this is the old housing, which I cut up, but I still have to cut more, I think. So then this will go right through. It will work, but I think, you know, it's just a little too tight there. So this side, if you can see inside there, down the bottom is tighter down here. So I can cut more of this off, open that up. And this is for nothing now. It's not going to hold oil. It's not going to do what it used to do for Henry Ford, but it is going to be able to allow me to put the 4 bolts back on here. And this will make it so I can, this will be my attachment to my frame. So now, you know, it's all held together. My bearing is working as it should, and it should be in good shape. Should be. So the next thing I'm going to do is cut this box open a little further. We'll let this cool down in another location somewhere. All right, so set up to cut this. Yeah, the rag, this one's all wet. Hold on. All right. About there. What I'm going to have to do is notch this, cut around to here and then notch in. So let's do that. Don't forget your safety equipment, put your gloves on, glasses. And cut away. Steering column back up. Make sure you're looking at it. Hey, yeah. And this will go like yonder. I have to clean it all up obviously afterwards, but for the sake of the video. What I'm trying to do is just expand this a little bit with the screwdriver method. So I'm not going to force it on there all the way because I've got to clean all this up and take it. I don't want to hammer it on and hammer it back off. I've done that too many times already today. But I just wanted you to see now that our steering will work. See that? You can see it spin around. So that will work the linkage, and it should be fine. So now we got to weld the this thing's perfect. So let's yank that back off. Still warm, but not bad. Pull that out. And then we're going to weld this linkage in place. But I do want to get it centered before I weld it. Oh, that might work right there. All right. So I've got this positioned, already knowing that the joint that comes off the rack and pinion, I put a U up there, that's up. And that's where the D ring that goes into the double D-sided piece of rod we're going to put in. This is where it attaches to the rack and pinion. So knowing that that is up, these joints have to be the same when they connect. And what I've got to do is I bolt this together. This has to be at a 90 degrees to what it is right now. See this? That's like that. So when these two joints come together, they work the exact same way. This goes like this. So when they turn, they will mirror each other and take whatever angle they have. You know what I mean? So this being up, that's like that. And I will have a little piece of steel I'm shimming this with so I can get it even on both sides. And even if it has a tiny bit of wobble in it, doesn't really matter for the operation of it, because that's what all these swivels will take care of, all of that. And I've already got on my steering shaft, the steering wheel shaft has a keyway in it. The keyway is on top, so I know that this is the up and top. Now we're even, both knuckles operate the same way, which is what's supposed to be. And now I can weld this together. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's a little more complex probably than I'm explaining it, but it's pretty simple really in the long run. So now we're bolted on. I can weld this piece on. Just want to double check for straightness. I think we're pretty good. And like I said, if it has a little wiggle waggle in it, these things, these all, move in all these different directions. So that makes up for any of that. All right, so with all that said, I hope you're learning something. I'm learning something. It is what it is. This is the way I do it. Doesn't matter how anyone else does it. Strictly for entertainment purposes. All right, here we go. Just want to double check. Oh, this moved. I thought this moved. No, this is good. All right, that is hotter than all get out, so you don't want to touch that today, but for another few minutes anyway. After a little grinding, put that back together, clean it up a little bit, but that thing is welded on there good. So the bearing here, that will all pan out great. So I think we're ready to reassemble, get it in the truck or in the car, and that's that. So all in all, thanks for coming back, guys. We're getting it. So I couldn't be happier. It was a little long haul here, putting that, changing the steering out. And when you think of doing something after your car's done, basically, to say, oh shit, now we gotta take it all apart and redo it. But in the end, it's going to be such a better piece of machinery. So get rid of that Ford Model A 2-tooth and have some rack and pinion steering. So it's going to be a hell of a lot better ride. So thanks for coming back. The next one, we'll put it together. We will fire it up and get it out of this garage. It's raining today, so we're not doing it today. So thanks a lot for coming back. Everyone have a great day. Tomorrow's Friday. Have a good weekend if I don't see you. And we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.